The Joyetech Exceed Grip Kit. The Joyetech Exceed Grip Starter Kit was sent to me for review from heavengifts.com. This is an upgraded version of the original Exceed device. It's a small kit with a unique look that uses replaceable mesh coils in pod cartridges. So let's take a look at it. It has a 1000 milliamp hour battery capacity, has variable voltage output, a max of 20 watts. It's 74 millimeters tall, including the tip, 40 millimeters in depth, and 21 millimeters thick. It comes in the colors of black, blue, white, mystery blue, rainbow tattoo, and skull stone. And you can get it for $24.39 from heavengifts.com. In the box, you get the Exceed Grip device, a 4.5 milliliter standard cartridge with a replaceable coil, a 3.5 milliliter pod cartridge with a non-replaceable coil, one EXM 0.4 ohm mesh coil, and a USB cable. There are 6 different designs on the panels, 3 of which are solid and simple single colors, while the others are much more artistic. I really like the artistic ones, but I didn't get to choose, so I have the black one. Nothing wrong with that though. The device is small and compact at only 2.9 inches tall with the tip, 1.5 inches from front to back, and only 0.8 inches thick. So it's a great size for portability. On the front panel, you have a fire button, an LED indicator, and the USB charging port. To turn on the Exceed Grip, click the fire button 5 times. The fire button has a nice click to it. There's no screen on the Exceed Grip, so there aren't any settings. So once it's on, all you have to do is press the firing button to vape. Joyetech made this really easy for beginners to use. The max wattage is 20 watts, so this isn't designed for chucking clouds. This is more for high nicotine users. The Joyetech website says that the Exceed Grip is optimized for nicotine salt users, and I get this question all the time now, and yes, you can use regular nic, low nic, or zero nic in here just fine too, but if you like high nicotine, it works great for that. I do want to say though that I think it hits too hard to really use high salt nic, like 50 milligrams. If you're going to use high nic, I think 25 milligram salt nic is better. Now, Joyetech says that the Exceed uses a new dry burning technology. When the device senses that the coil is nearly dry, the indicator light will blink twice, and then it'll immediately turn off the device, preventing you from taking a dry hit. They say this feature only works with the EXM coils, or the integrated mesh pod cartridges, so keep that in mind. The mouthpiece is your standard removable 510 drip tip, which is really cool because that means that you can use your own drip tips on here. I really like that they made the tip removable. That's not so common on pod style devices like this. The Exceed Grip has 2 different types of pods. One is a 4.5 mil standard cartridge, which uses replaceable EX coil heads, and the other option is a 3.5 mil cartridge, which has a non-removable 0.8 ohm mesh coil. I can't say for sure because I don't know exactly how the Exceed Grip's chip works, but I would assume that you get wattage based on the output voltage and the build of the coil. Now, I can't find any data about the output voltage on their website, so I just have to assume that it's 4.2 volts. So based on that, Ohm's law tells us that with either the 0.4 ohm or the 0.8 ohm, you're getting the max of 20 watts. And like I mentioned earlier, 50 milligram salt nic seems like too much nicotine for the 0.8 ohm pod, and that's why. 20 watts is a lot of wattage for that strong of nicotine. There are also TPD compliant versions of each cartridge for those of you in the UK. So to remove the cartridge, you just pull it right out. With the built-in coil pod, you can't remove the coil. And they say that it's using mesh cotton. I don't know if mesh cotton actually makes a difference or not. This pod is refillable, so do that by opening the plug on the side, fill it up, wait 5 to 10 minutes to saturate the wicks, and then you can start using it. It should last you a few tanks, and then you'll toss it and get a new one. Joyetech says that this coil is best for tight draw, mouth to lung hits. For the cartridge with the replaceable coil, you unscrew the bottom of the pod to get to the coil. The coil used in this cartridge is the EXM coil head built at 0.4 ohms using stainless steel 316 wire. Joyetech says that this coil is best for bigger lung draw hits. On heavengifts.com, I see the pods selling for $18 for packs of 5, and the EXM mesh coil heads for the replaceable coil cartridge sell for $9 for a pack of 5. The replaceable coils are much cheaper, so that's probably the better option, but it sucks that Joyetech doesn't make the replaceable 0.8 ohm coil heads for people who like a tighter draw. One thing to keep in mind with the cartridges is that they can be installed upside down. I did this by accident, and when I pulled it out, I felt it snag on something on the device. I don't know if it snagged on the connectors or the metal on the device, but just be careful so that you don't break it. The airflow depends on your coils. The 0.8 ohm coil head has a tighter draw than the 0.4 ohm coil, but both are actually pretty loose. The airflow in the 0.8 disposable coil is tight enough to get either a restricted lung hit or a loose mouth to lung hit. The airflow through the 0.4 ohm coil head is way too loose to get a tight drop, so you can really only do a lung hit on that one. Both have pretty good flavor production. The battery in the Exceed Grip is a 1000 milliamp hour battery, and that's pretty big for such a tiny device. You should be able to get through a full day of vaping heavily without recharging. To charge the battery, you plug it into a computer or a wall adapter using that included micro USB cable. the light will stay red while it's charging, and then it goes out when it's full. And this does have a pass-through feature, so you can vape it while it's charging. And there are safety features here: 10-second timeout, overcharging protection, short circuit protection, and over discharging protection. The device fires really fast, so it has a great chip inside. The flavor from both pods is very good, and the grip is really easy to just open up out of the package and use. I would have liked for a more restricted draw from the 0.8 ohm coil head, but Joyetech can easily fix that by releasing another version of their pod, so hopefully they do that. I also think that it's really cool that they included both types of cartridges in the kit. It's a great way to make sure that people buying this can get the full experience and then decide on which cartridge that they like the best. Overall, I think it's a great setup. The Joyetech Exceed grip was sent to me for a review from heavengifts.com. You can get it from them for $24.39. Alright, thanks for checking out this review, and I'll catch you on the next one.